Let's begin by dismantling the first and most fundamental illusion: the bamboo grove is not a grove. When you stand amidst those towering, segmented columns, feeling the cool shade and listening to the creaks and whispers of the wind, you are standing inside a single plant. Bamboo is a giant, woody grass that grows through a rhizome-dependent system. And for the majority of the over 1,600 species, these rhizomes are the masterminds of this operation. Think of them as subterranean stems, horizontal cables running sometimes inches, sometimes feet below the surface. From these cables, the individual shoots you see are sent up, like periscopes from a submarine. This means every stalk in a vast area, sometimes spanning hundreds of acres, is genetically identical, part of one massive individual known as a genet. A forest is a single organism, one of the largest and oldest on Earth. Some colonies, like the famous Philostachys groves in China or the Moso bamboo forests, are estimated to be tens of thousands of years old, having begun their clandestine spread before the pyramids of Giza were even a blueprint. This clonal growth strategy is a masterpiece of evolutionary engineering. The rhizome system acts as a nutrient and information superhighway. If one part of the colony is stressed, say, by an herbivore attack or a lack of sunlight, resources can be shunted from healthier, sun-drenched sections underground to support the beleaguered shoot. It's a socialist utopia for plants, where the collective supports the individual absolutely, because the individual is the collective. This network also allows for incredible resilience. A fire can scorch every visible stalk to the ground, but as long as the rhizome matrix survives beneath the soil, the organism is merely wounded, not dead. It will regroup, redirect energy, and launch a new offensive of shoots when conditions are favorable. This leads us to the most breathtaking and unsettling aspect of its life cycle: gregarious flowering. For decades, sometimes over a century, a bamboo colony will exist in a vegetative state, just expanding, building its underground empire, storing energy silently. Then, on a schedule dictated by its own mysterious internal clock, the entire organism across its entire geographic range will flower. Not just a few stalks, but every single one, from the mightiest culm to the newest shoot, will burst into bloom simultaneously. This synchronized event is a botanical phenomenon that still baffles scientists. After flowering and setting seed, the entire colony dies. The gigantic organism, having fulfilled its reproductive destiny, withers away, leaving behind a carpet of seeds. The strategy is a high-risk, high-reward gamble. Saturate the environment with so many seeds that predators can't possibly eat them all, ensuring the next generation. But why this suicide mission? The leading theory is the predator satiation hypothesis. By remaining vegetative for so long, it starves out any animal that specializes in eating bamboo seeds. Then by flooding the market all at once, it overwhelms the generalist seed eaters, guaranteeing that some seeds will survive to germinate. It's a generations-long strategy played with cold, biological precision. This very fact forces us to re-evaluate what we are seeing. That gentle sway is not the wind playing with separate trees. It is the coordinated movement of a single entity, a massive body feeling the breeze across its countless upward-reaching limbs. The sound is the voice of one being, whispering secrets of patience and long-term planning on a scale human ambition can scarcely comprehend. Our perception shifts from walking through a community to standing inside a giant. Every rustle, every creak, is a signal transmitted through a living network, a conversation of growth and resource allocation happening in slow motion beneath our feet. This understanding transforms the aesthetic experience into a humbling biological revelation. We are not visitors in a forest. We are temporary, tiny guests within the body of an ancient, sprawling leviathan that operates on a time frame that makes our own lives seem like the briefest flicker. Its patience is absolute, its strategy millennia in the making, and its gentle movement in the wind is the only visible sign of a relentless, hidden purpose. Before we delve deeper into how this organism shapes the world around it, I need you to do something for me. Look at the subscribe button right now. That button is your personal rhizome connection to this channel. By hitting it, and that notification bell, you are plugging into our network. You're ensuring that when we release new content deep dives into nature's most astonishing secrets, you get the signal directly. And you won't miss a single update from the front lines of the natural world. Become part of this community. It's the best way to support this free, research-heavy content. Now that we see bamboo for the colossal individual it is, we must confront its role not as a passive backdrop, but as an active, dominant ecological force. Its strategy of clonal expansion makes it a phenomenal ecosystem engineer, but one with a distinctly imperialistic bent. A thriving bamboo colony completely restructures its environment. The dense canopy, which can block out over 90% of sunlight, creates a profound understory gloom. This shaded, quiet floor, often carpeted with a thick layer of slowly decaying leaves, is a specialized habitat. It favors certain fungi, insects, and shade-tolerant plants, but it eliminates most competitors. Seedlings of other tree species simply cannot get the light required to establish themselves. The rhizome mat itself is a physical barrier, a dense, tangled web that makes it difficult for other plants to put down roots. Furthermore, bamboo is allelopathic in many cases, meaning it releases chemicals into the soil that inhibit the germination and growth of potential competitors. Through light deprivation, physical obstruction, and chemical warfare, a bamboo colony creates a monoculture, a vast territory where it is the sole ruler. This has profound implications for biodiversity. In its native ranges in Asia, South America, and Africa, this creation of a specialized habitat supports unique and co-evolved species. The giant panda is the most famous example, an animal that has staked its entire survival on this one plant, consuming staggering amounts daily due to bamboo's low nutritional value. But pandas are just the poster mammals. A myriad of insects, birds like the bamboo warbler, and smaller mammals are adapted to the unique structure and timing of bamboo forests. However, outside its native range, bamboo's engineering prowess turns it into a devastating invasive species, with no natural pests or diseases to check its growth. And with a rhizome system that laughs at conventional weed control, it can swallow landscapes whole. In parts of the southeastern United States, Phalostaceae species have escaped cultivation and are colonizing forests, outcompeting native hardwoods and transforming diverse ecosystems into single-species stands. The same is happening in New Zealand and other temperate zones. The gentle sway becomes the advance of a green glacier, slow, unstoppable, and transformative. Yet, its engineering has another, globally vital side, its astonishing carbon sequestration capability. Bamboo is one of the fastest-growing plants on Earth, with some species recorded growing over 3 feet in a single day. This explosive growth requires it to pull massive amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Because it is a grass, it doesn't grow like a tree, laying down dense heartwood. Instead, it reaches its full height and diameter in a single growing season and then hardens. This rapid carbon fixation, combined with the longevity of the colony and the durability of the harvested product, makes bamboo a powerful tool in climate change mitigation. A bamboo forest can sequester up to 70% more carbon per hectare than a comparable stand of hardwood trees over a 20-year period. Furthermore, because it is harvested by selective cutting of mature culms, not clear-cutting the photosynthetic, factory remains intact, continuously pulling in carbon while providing a perpetual yield. Its root system also stabilizes soil dramatically, preventing erosion on hillsides and riverbanks more effectively than many tree root systems. In areas prone to landslides, bamboo plantations are used as living geotextiles, holding the earth together with a tenacious living net. So, the bamboo forest sways, but its roots hold the earth firm. It is a paradox, an agent of stability and an agent of upheaval, a creator of specialized habitats and a destroyer of existing ones. Its influence on the local microclimate is also significant. The dense foliage transpires vast quantities of water, cooling the air and contributing to local humidity patterns. The sound of the wind, that iconic rustling, is not just an aesthetic feature, it is the sound of a giant biological machine at work processing air, water, and sunlight into structure and storing atmospheric carbon at a breathtaking pace. It is an organism that doesn't just live in its environment, it actively, forcefully, and permanently molds it to its own design, for better or for worse. Speaking of impact, your engagement has a direct impact on this channel. Ability to produce content that reshapes how you see the world. If this deep dive into bamboo as an ecological powerhouse is changing your perspective, imagine what our other videos could do. Take a second right now to scroll down into the comments and type Bamboo Empire. Let me know you're here. And let's start a conversation about the most incredible ecosystem engineers you know. Your comments fuel this community's growth as surely as sunlight fuels the bamboos. To truly appreciate the bamboo forest's sway, we must step out of the realm of pure biology and into the deep, flowing currents of human culture and history. This plant has not just occupied physical space, it has woven itself into the spiritual, artistic, and practical fabric of civilizations, primarily in East Asia for thousands of years. Its very characteristics, hollow yet strong, flexible yet unbreaking, evergreen, and fast renewing, have made it a potent symbol and an indispensable resource. In Chinese culture, bamboo is one of the four gentlemen alongside the plum blossom, orchid, and chrysanthemum, and one of the three friends of winter with the pine and plum tree. It represents resilience, integrity, and elegance. Its hollow interior symbolizes humility and an open mind, while its segmented growth signifies continual upward progress and moral fortitude. This symbolism permeates classical art. In Chinese and Japanese ink wash paintings, bamboo is a central subject. Its depiction a test of the artist's skill and spirit. The single, confident brushstrokes needed to capture its joints and leaves were seen as an extension of the artist's own character. The poet Su Shi famously said, "I would rather eat a meal without meat than live in a place without bamboo." This was not just an aesthetic preference, it was a statement about the environment necessary for a refined and virtuous life. In Japan, bamboo is integral to Shinto beliefs, seen as a pure substance capable of warding off evil. It features prominently in New Year's decorations and in the sacred shimanoa, ropes that demarcate holy spaces. The soft, dappled light and the sound of the wind in a bamboo grove are considered essential elements of a contemplative garden, designed to induce a state of aware, a poignant awareness of the transience of things. But beyond the philosophical, bamboo's practical applications are a testament to human ingenuity and form the original data of its utility. For millennia, before steel, plastic, or industrial concrete, bamboo was the everyday miracle material across Asia and the Americas. Its tensile strength rivals that of steel, while its weight-to-strength ratio is exceptional. This made it the scaffolding for building the towering skyscrapers of ancient China and still supports construction across Southeast Asia today. It has been used for pipes, tools, weapons, like the famous longbows and blowguns. Paper, the earliest known paper from China, was made from bamboo pulp, and of course as a building material for everything from humble huts to elaborate pavilions. The invention of bamboo-based textiles is a modern marvel of an ancient relationship. Through a process of mechanical or chemical breakdown, the tough bamboo fibers are transformed into a viscose rayon that is soft, breathable, and antimicrobial. The culinary uses are vast, from the tender shoots being a staple vegetable to the hollow culms serving as cooking vessels, steamers, and containers for everything from water to rice wine. In music, bamboo gives voice to instruments like flutes, mouth organs like the Chinese sheng, and the percussive angklung of Indonesia. Every part of the plant is utilized, embodying a principle of zero-waste sustainability that modern societies are only now striving to relearn. This profound cultural and practical integration means that when we see a bamboo forest swaying, we are not just looking at a plant. We are looking at the raw material of history. We are seeing the scaffolding of temples, the paper of poets, the brush of painters, the weapon of warriors, the flute of musicians, and the meal of countless generations. The sound of the wind is the echo of a million creative acts, the whisper of philosophies, and the practical rhythm of daily life for a significant portion of humanity across time. It is a living library of human adaptation and respect, showing how a civilization can grow in symbiotic harmony with a dominant organism, drawing inspiration and sustenance from its very being without necessarily destroying it, a lesson in sustainable coexistence that is urgently relevant today. This journey from biology to culture is exactly the kind of connected thinking we do here. If you're appreciating how deeply a single plant can be explored, you'll love our other deep dives, but this channel's growth depends on you. So please, if you found value in this, give this video a massive thumbs up. That like button is more than a metric. It's a signal to the YouTube algorithm that this kind of in-depth, research-driven content matters. It helps this video reach more curious minds like yours, expanding our own community rhizome network. Having explored its biology, ecology, and cultural weight, we now arrive at the cutting edge bamboo's role in our modern, resource-starved world. Today, the ancient attributes of this grass are being re-engineered through science to address some of the 21st century's most pressing challenges, transforming it from a traditional material into a futuristic one. This is where organic data meets high-tech innovation. Let's start with construction and materials science. The quest for sustainable, strong, and carbon-negative building materials has led to the development of engineered bamboo products like laminated bamboo lumber, LBL, and bamboo scrimber. These are not simple poles, but engineered composites where bamboo strips are bonded under heat and pressure, creating structural members with mechanical properties superior to many hardwoods and even comparable to reinforced concrete in certain applications. Companies and architects worldwide are now using these materials to build everything from earthquake-resistant housing in Nepal to stunning modern pavilions and commercial buildings. The Green School in Bali, with its iconic bamboo arches, is a testament to this. Furthermore, research into bamboo fiber composites for the automotive and aerospace industries is booming, aiming to replace fiberglass and carbon fiber with a lighter, renewable alternative. In the realm of textiles, while bamboo viscose is common, newer, more environmentally friendly processes like lyocell production using a closed-loop solvent system are creating next-generation fabrics that are not just soft, but truly sustainable from processing to product. But perhaps the most revolutionary applications are emerging in biotechnology and nanotechnology. Scientists are exploring the unique structure of bamboo fibers at the nanoscale. These cellulose nanofibers, extracted from bamboo, are being used to create transparent films stronger than many plastics, with potential uses in flexible electronics, biodegradable packaging, and even as a substrate for growing human tissue in regenerative medicine. The silica content in bamboo has sparked research into creating biosilica materials for industrial use. Another frontier is bioenergy. Bamboo's rapid growth and high biomass yield make it an excellent candidate for second-generation biofuel production, specifically cellulosic ethanol, which doesn't compete with food crops. Pilot projects are testing bamboo plantations as dedicated carbon sinks and bioenergy feedstocks, creating a circular economy model where the plant captures carbon, is harvested for energy, and then regrows, creating a perpetual low-carbon energy cycle. Data from these pilot projects is crucial. It provides the hard numbers on yield, carbon sequestration rates, and economic viability that can guide large-scale policy. Moreover, bamboo's phytoremediation capabilities, its ability to absorb Heavy metals and toxins from contaminated soil are being harnessed for land reclamation projects. Planting bamboo on degraded or polluted land can help stabilize it, draw out contaminants, and restore ecological function over time. All these modern applications hinge on a deep, data-driven understanding of its genetics and growth. Genomics research is mapping the bamboo genome to identify genes responsible for its fat growth, lignification, wood hardening, and flowering cycle. The goal is not necessarily to create GMO bamboo, but to inform traditional breeding programs and better manage natural stands. This fusion of ancient organism and modern science means the bamboo forest's gentle sway now signifies something new, the rhythm of innovation. It is no longer just a relic of the past or a symbol of stillness. It is a living laboratory, a bioreactor, and a hope for a more sustainable material future. Its value is being quantified in gigatons of carbon, in megapascals of strength, in liters of biofuel, and in square meters of reclaimed land. The sound of the wind is now also the sound of data points being collected, of algorithms modeling growth patterns, and of a quiet revolution in how humanity sources its materials, moving from extraction to cultivation, from depletion to renewal. The future is being built on ideas like these, and your support builds the future of this channel. We're committed to bringing you the latest at the intersection of nature and technology, but to keep this independent research going, we rely on our community. If you have the means, consider supporting us directly on Patreon. The link is in the description. Even a couple of dollars a month makes a huge difference and gives you access to exclusive behind-the-scenes content and deep dive posts. Alternatively, check out our meticulously sourced books and merch in the description, another great way to support this work. As we conclude this journey from a single rhizome to a global future, we must return to the sensory experience that started it all, the bamboo forest itself, swaying gently in the wind. But now, armed with this knowledge, that experience is irrevocably transformed. It is no longer a simple scene of nature. It is a multi-dimensional phenomenon. When you hear that rustle now, you are hearing the sound of a 10,000-year-old strategy playing out. You are hearing the photosynthesis of one of the planet's most efficient carbon sequestration machines. You are hearing the structural creaks of a material stronger than oak, growing not over centuries, but in months. You are hearing the whisper of 1,000 poems, the echo of scaffolding rising on ancient temples, and the testing ground for the sustainable materials of tomorrow. The sway is the visible pulse of a hidden, interconnected network, a neural network of plant biology, sharing resources and information across acres. It is the dance of an ecosystem engineer, casting shade and shaping the world below. It is the slow, patient movement of an organism that measures time in decades and centuries, offering a humbling perspective on our own fleeting haste. To stand in a bamboo forest is to stand inside a living paradox. It is a place of profound peace and silent, relentless aggression. It is a monument to timeless tradition and a beacon of futuristic innovation. It is both intensely local, rooted in specific cultures, and profoundly global, with species and applications spanning the world. It represents flexibility that does not break, and hollow humility that contains immense strength. For the viewer seeking not just beauty but understanding, the bamboo forest becomes the ultimate teacher. It teaches patience through its long flowering cycles. It teaches resilience through its ability to regenerate after fire or harvest. It teaches efficiency through its near-waste utilization. It teaches interconnectivity through its clonal unity. And it teaches sustainability by showing how a resource can be used perpetually without being destroyed if managed with respect and wisdom. In a world grappling with climate change, resource depletion, and a disconnect from the natural world, the bamboo forest offers more than a visual escape. It offers a model of carbon-negative growth, a model of circular economics, a model of strength derived from community, or in its case, organismal unity, and a model of deep cultural symbiosis with nature. Your walk through it whether in reality or through the lens of media like this, can now be an exercise in layered appreciation. You can appreciate the aesthetics, the cool air, and the dappled light. You can appreciate the biology, imagining the bustling activity in the rhizome layer below. You can appreciate the history, seeing in your mind's eye the artisans and builders who have relied on these very stalks. And you can appreciate the future, envisioning the buildings, fabrics, and technologies that will spring from this ancient grass. The gentle sway is the thread that ties all these layers together. It is the constant rhythmic reminder that this organism is alive, active, and engaged with the forces, the wind, the sun, the soil, and now humanity that surround it. It does not exist in isolation. It interacts, responds, and adapts. In its movement, we see the dynamic balance of nature itself, growth and decay, competition and harmony, past and future, all held in a single, swaying frame. To understand this is to move beyond passive viewing into active seeing. It is to become literate in the language of the natural world, where every form has a function, every sound has a story, and every organism is a chapter in the epic story of life on Earth. The bamboo forest, in its elegant simplicity and overwhelming complexity, invites you to read that story, to listen to its whispers, and to understand that you are not separate from the system, but a conscious part of its next, unfolding chapter. And that chapter includes what you do next. This deep dive, all 5,000 words of it, was created for one reason: to ignite your curiosity and show you the hidden worlds that exist in plain sight. If it succeeded, if you now hear the rustle of bamboo differently, then your journey shouldn't end here. Your most important action is this: share this video. Share it with a friend who loves nature, a student studying biology, an artist seeking inspiration, or an engineer looking for sustainable solutions. Put it in a group chat, post it on your social media, or just send it to one person you think needs to see this. Sharing is what turns a single insight into a collective conversation. It's how ideas spread and understanding grows. Secondly, make your presence permanent, subscribe, and ring the bell if you haven't already. We have so many more worlds to explore together, from the depths of the ocean to the canopies of rainforests, all broken down with this same level of detail and passion. Finally, scroll down and join the discussion in the comments. Tell me, what part of the bamboo story shocked you the most? Was it the single organism fact, the suicidal flowering, or its modern tech applications? Let's build a forest of ideas down there. Your view, your subscription, your like, your comment, and most importantly, your share are the resources that fuel this entire channel. They allow me to dedicate the hundreds of hours of research and writing it takes to create content this comprehensive for you for free. So, be part of this ecosystem. Help this knowledge sway out into the world, far and wide. Thank you for watching, for learning, and for being a truly engaged viewer. Now, go and share what you've learned.